So we now have had a chance to look at all of the objectives from the Early Literacy Skills Builder. So you may be asking, what happens with assessment? As you may have noticed, there's an assessment manual for each level. I suggest that you read the overview at the start of each level assessment. If you are instructing with an eye gaze student who uses that as their response mode, they should also be allowed to use that in assessment. Similarly, if you have a student that uses an AAC device when you instruct, they should also use that AAC device in assessment. Always print your recording forms ahead of time before you begin assessment, and you can find those in the implementation guide. And as mentioned earlier, there is an expected mastery level of 75%. However, if you do have higher functioning students, you may want to raise that expectation. So this is just a sample of what a recording form looks like, and you can see that this is for level 4. On the top, there's an assessment summary that shows you each objective and how many items are shown for that objective. In the lower part of this page, you see the assessment items. So for Objective 1, there are 5 separate items, starting with Item 1 with the identification of the word my. Are, is, me, and then want. So those are the 5 items to show mastery for Objective 1. And you can see how that continues for Objective 2 and so on and so forth. This is just another assessment form that you can use, and it's a classroom summary form, and this is for level 3. You may want to use this if you have multiple students in your classroom. You can see how there's space for 5 student names, and this is where you can see if perhaps 2 students may have to branch off and go to a next level together, or if certain students are struggling and need to maybe repeat a level. So this is a good indicator for you of where you might want to continue students or hold them back. So similarly, just like in the teacher's manual, all of the administration directions for the teacher are scripted. So you're going to say green and do black. So the black says, present the student page to the student. Then say, point to my. And it allows you to pause for 5 seconds and wait for the student to actually initiate a response. However, if they do not initiate, you are allowed 1 verbal prompt. And in this case, you're able to say, which one is my? Now, if your student does not respond, you have to mark it incorrect, but you do get that 1 verbal prompt allowed during assessment. So it's your turn. I want you to practice a level 1 assessment. You can go ahead and grab the green book that has student assessment for levels 1 and A. I do want to note that there is a demonstration question for each level assessment, so your student gets comfortable with what a question is going to look like. So it'll prepare them through that demonstration question. Press continue after you've finished practicing assessment.